The thunder of the keyboard echoed in the dimly lit room, a furious symphony of keystrokes underlined by a single urgent rhythm. Fez's racing heart. He leaned forward, face illuminated by the flickering glow of the monitor, eyes wide with disbelief as his character fell to yet another ambush. Olin, are you playing with a potato? Get over here. His voice was a mix of rage and desperation, each word sharper than the last as he flung himself deeper into the chaos of the virtual battlefield. The game was League of Legends, a treacherous arena where only the most cunning and skilled could hope to succeed. The stakes felt personal, as if the fates of his digital comrades were intertwined with his own dignity. Fez had chosen his champion carefully, a nimble assassin who thrived on precision. But as the death screen flickered above him, his frustration boiled over. What are you doing? You're supposed to be warding, not chasing shadows. Olin's avatar, a lumbering tank, meandered across the map, oblivious to the urgency in Fez's voice. I'm trying to help Mike. He's in trouble, came Olin's muffled reply through the headset. Help? You call that help? Fez tossed his headset aside, the plastic clattering against the desk with a finality that sent a shiver through him. You're running into the enemy like a headless chicken. What's wrong with you? The game continued, but Fez felt as if he were fighting a war on two fronts, one against the enemy team and the other against his own teammates. Red Wolf, the self-proclaimed strategist, had gone silent, perhaps buried deep in thought or too busy munching on chips to notice the disaster unfolding. Meanwhile, Mike, the enthusiastic marksman, was too busy yelling about a brilliant move he had concocted just moments before, completely oblivious to the fact that he'd just given up a crucial kill. Guys! Focus! We're going to lose! Fez shouted, as if his voice could somehow penetrate the haze of incompetence settling over the group. Chill out, Fez. It's just a game. Rag chimed in, his nonchalant tone grating against Fez's frayed nerves. Rag, the joker of the team, had a way of deflecting tension with humor. You're acting like your life depends on it. Of course it does. My dignity is at stake. The irony of the statement hung in the air, but Fez didn't care. The world outside felt impossibly distant, drowned out by the cacophony of the game. With each passing moment, he could feel his frustration morphing into a visceral, throbbing need for vindication. As the match unfolded, the tide turned against them. Two towers had fallen, and the enemy team was now marching toward their nexus, confident and relentless. Fez's hands flew over the keyboard, fingers twitching with the rhythm of panic. Back! Back! They're coming! But his warnings were lost in the chaos. Olin and Mike were still entangled in a fruitless skirmish, while Red Wolf, finally breaking his silence, concocted a plan that made little sense. Let's split push. It'll confuse them. Split push. We can't even push back. Fez's voice cracked, the sheer absurdity of the suggestion pushing him closer to the brink. He wanted to scream, to tear his hair out, to throw the damn monitor out the window. And yet, a part of him recognized the humor in the calamity, the tragic comedy of a team lost in the depths of their own incompetence. All right, let's regroup, Fez said, trying to regain some semblance of control. We need to focus. Olin, fall back and protect the base. Mike, you and I will try to flank them when they regroup. Rag, just try not to die. Sounds like my plan is a go, Rag quipped, but Fez could hear the underlying tension in his voice. A subtle shift had occurred, the weight of failure palpable in the air as they began to realize the gravity of their situation. The enemy team had pushed into their territory, their champion locked in a deadly embrace with Olin's tank. Fez's heart raced. Time was running out. Olin, get in there. You're the front line. I'm trying. Olin's voice quaked as he faced a barrage of attacks. The tension built, the clock ticking down as Fez watched his own champion, poised to strike, but feeling paralyzed. Now, this is it, he yelled, launching himself into the fray. Adrenaline coursed through him, and for a brief moment, he felt the rush of potential victory. He dove into the heart of battle, blades whirling, a dance of life and death. But just as he struck down an enemy champion, another appeared behind him, swift, merciless. The death screen flickered again, taunting him. Fez, you're supposed to be our assassin. What are you doing? Mike laughed, though the sound was hollow. Fez slammed his fist on the desk. The sound echoed almost as loudly as his mounting frustration. I'm doing my best. Can't you see that? The Nexus shimmered ominously, a countdown ticking toward their downfall. It felt surreal, like a bad dream from which he could not awaken. "We can still make a comeback. Just listen to me this time," he urged, desperate for a last-ditch effort. But the team was fragmented. Olin was caught, Mike was too far forward, and Rag was busy typing a joke in the chat. With each passing second, Fez could feel hope slipping through his fingers like sand. Then, just when despair threatened to swallow him, something changed. An unexpected surge of unity rippled through the team. Olin, rallying himself, shouted, "Let's do this together! Focus on one target!" "Finally!" Fez exclaimed, adrenaline igniting a flicker of anticipation. They coordinated, each member falling into an uncharacteristic rhythm, their chaos giving way to a surprising synchronicity. Fez found himself once again leaping into battle, but this time he saw Mike's cover fire, Olin's tank absorbing damage, and Rag's uncanny ability to distract the enemy with unexpected jokes. It was ridiculous. It was chaotic. But suddenly it felt like they were playing together, not against one another. With a final push, they overwhelmed the enemy team. The Nexus defenses faltered, and as they stormed the heart of the base, a wild exhilaration began to rise within Fez. "We're actually doing it!" The screen erupted in a flurry of victory graphics, the triumphant music blaring as the words "Victory" flashed across the monitor. For a moment, disbelief settled over the group. "Did we just win?" Olin gasped, a mix of shock and triumph. "Unbelievable!" Mike shouted, his voice a mix of disbelief and elation. Rag broke into laughter. "I can't believe you all actually listened to me for once." Fez leaned back in his chair, heart still racing, a grin creeping onto his face. "I'm not sure what just happened, but I'll take it. We actually pulled it off." As they began their post-game analysis, the anger of the match faded, replaced by a sense of camaraderie, a shared victory that, while born from chaos, had somehow solidified their bond. Fez glanced at his teammates, their avatars flickering on the victory screen, and for the first time that evening, he felt something resembling joy. "Next game, can we please not be complete disasters?" he suggested, laughing alongside them. And in that moment, amidst the banter and laughter, the world outside ceased to matter. In the chaos of gaming, they had found something worth fighting for: each other.